Well, with spring in sight and summer just around the corner, many runners are starting to hit the pavement again. Registration is now open for one of our area's biggest running events. NBC 26's Jenna Bree has an update on this year's Bellin Run.
This start line won't have thousands of runners lined up behind it this June. For the second year in a row, the Bellin Run is going virtual.
We were not going to stop that tradition.
It's the 45th year of the Bellin Run. Assistant race director Linda Maxwell says they did consider having it in person.
While we're really optimistic about what's going on with the pandemic, with hospitalizations and numbers down and the rollout of the vaccination, we just really feel like we can't safely host an event of our magnitude.
While a virtual run just isn't quite the same.
Last year it was a shock when it was made a virtual event. I know many of us were hoping that this year it would be in person, but based on safety concerns in the community, it's virtual, and I think the running community definitely understands that.
Rachel Hernandez says there are some perks.
Getting to pick a day that has the best weather conditions in addition to picking the best course for you, those are some cool advantages of doing it virtually.
This year, Bellin has an app runners can download. They'll be able to see where they are on the race course, hear their pace every half mile, and receive some fun, encouraging messages. Bellin also has a Spotify playlist loaded with all the tunes they play at the start line.
I'm sure I'll use that to kick off the run this year again as well. You can't have a Bellin Run without Chariots of Fire.
People can run any course they like, anytime from June 12th to June 21st. Maxwell says the race swag this year is great, and Bellin will give out finishers medals.
There was never any doubt we were going to have some type of event because the Bellin Run really is, the goal of it is to get our community active. We know how important physical activity is for the health of our people in our community.
If you register by the end of March, you'll pay the early bird registration fee of $20. You can find a link for that on our website, NBC26.com. In Green Bay, Jenna Bree, NBC 26.
Thank you, Jenna. Now, something else I thought was pretty interesting about last year's Bellin race, since it was virtual, anyone could really participate. So they had runners from like Europe and Singapore participating in that race. Kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of neat. And this has been great running weather if you're practicing.